Everybody, it's Luke here, and welcome to my third video in this new series I'm making all about weight loss. So I'm going to be sharing tips and secrets to help you lose weight, and my goal here is to give you some insights not only from the 2030 Fast Track program, which is the program run here at the clinic, but also to give you some good advice that'll work for just about any plan that you're doing. So I'll talk through how that works basically when we go through today's tip, which is all about food, which foods to focus on and which foods to avoid. Most of the stuff I'm going to be giving you will work for just about any diet program that you choose to follow. And then I'll give you some specific details on how it works in regards to the 2030 Fast Track, which is the one that I'm most familiar with. So diving in, the foods to focus on, let's talk about those first. We pretty well focus on three different types of foods in the 2030 Fast Track. And basically we're focusing on all of these three food types are designed to be the most nutrient dense and also fairly low calorie. So you can eat a good amount of them, but it's still not going to be a super high calorie diet, which is just part of the program. You're not starving on this program by any means, but you are focusing on foods that give you a lot of nutrition with not a ton of calories at the same time. So the three foods that we really focus on then are vegetables. We have a whole list of vegetables that you can eat a ton of those. Some fruits that we have on the plan, and then lean protein. So those are the three. It's not quite like keto where you focus on a lot of healthy fats or unhealthy fats sometimes with keto, unfortunately. Although we do talk about on the program creating like a ketogenic state in your body, which is just meaning like a state where you can burn a lot of fat. So those are the three food groups that we focus on. And I think one of the things that you'll find with the program that we lead is that the food list is actually fairly small. And some people like that and some people don't like that. The reason I think it works so well though is because when you're doing a 30-day diet, which is just like a jump start into hopefully a new lifestyle where you're gonna feel good, you're gonna lose weight, but it's all about improving your health over a long period of time, not just doing a crash diet where you lose 15, 20 pounds and then unfortunately gain it back later. So when you do this, part of what makes it easy is having a very limited amount of things you can eat at the very beginning, because then you just have these few choices. We've got great recipes that we can share with you, things like that, but you don't have to think about too many foods. So it's kind of a give and a take there. You could look at it either way, I suppose, but you'll see like our food lists and it's like the food log. These are the foods you can eat. And the easy thing about it is if it's not on the list, don't eat it for 30 days. And again, it's all nutrient dense vegetables, fruit, and lean protein. Not a whole lot of fat on this diet. Like I said, it's not a keto diet. But pros and cons to every diet. I think what works is that you focus on foods that are very nutritious and healthy for you. Also keep in mind that when you're doing a 30-day diet like the Fast Track, is that our goal really is to get you back to a really good baseline with some food habits, but also with your hormones and balancing out your hormones in your body. And when you eliminate so many bad foods, which we'll talk about foods to avoid here in a minute, but when you eliminate so many bad foods all at once and you only have the most nutritious, least irritating chances for inflammation, all those foods left, you get to a really good baseline. And then at the end of 30 days, our goal then is to add back in all of your favorite foods strategically, one at a time, because you've basically done an elimination diet. So at this point, you can add back, you're feeling really good, your hormones are balanced, not only have you lost weight, but things like sleep is improved, energy is improved, joint pain has improved, headaches go away. If you're a woman, things like hot flashes and night sweats, those go away. So all of these improvements you've made, now at the end of 30 days, we start to add back one food at a time systematically. We're monitoring all those symptoms and your weight as well. And we're just making sure that every food that you add back in still agrees with your system, doesn't throw off your hormones, doesn't cause inflammation, doesn't cause you to gain weight. So it's a beautiful way to go. So it really is like an elimination diet, and then you're adding back in all these foods. So let's talk about then foods that we avoid. So the obvious ones are like the simple carbs. The breads, the pastas, the macaroni, all those things, the cereals, sugar, of course. That's kind of a no-brainer, I think, for almost any diet. Cut your sugar as low as you can to lower out that blood glucose, and your insulin level will follow. So those are good foods to avoid. Pretty much all grains. On this program, there's no beans. So if you're a vegetarian, this is not the program for you. So those are good foods to avoid. What else am I thinking of? Oh yeah, sugary drinks, pop, sodas, all the obvious stuff, right? Every diet has this in common. The rice, anything that's white grain, anything like that. And again, depending on which program you're following, fat is one of those ones that you just have to figure out. Personally, I'm a firm believer that high quality fats are definitely essential for a good, healthy system. But with the 30-day fast track, it's in the beginning there, you're just cutting out those types of things. So those are your foods to focus on, foods to avoid. Like I said, I hope these tips help you with any diet that you do. If you want more information on the 2030 fast track, you can certainly go. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go to my personal website, which is SpokaneValleyWellness.com, and you can find someone who is licensed to lead the program in your area. Or if you don't have someone in your immediate area, there's also an online team that can help you go through there. So that's the video. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think below. If you liked it, if you hated it, if you think my advice is good, or you think it's wacko, whatever, I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any success stories, or if you've been on the 2030 program before, I would love to hear from you below on that as well. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos in this weight loss series coming up. Thanks.